So the offensive line was not great in this game. Some people think it wasn't as bad as it's being led on. I think it was worse. I don't know. What do you think of this offensive line?
Well, last night I was going freaking crazy, right? Immediately watching it. It was awful. I, in front of everything I say, to preface everything I'm going to say today, I think it's important. I acknowledge it is preseason. Everything is super vanilla. I know Kyle's going to scheme everything to where it's more efficient and to where we're playing towards our strengths. And it's not going to look like it did last night. But so far in this preseason, the offensive line has been awful. And that includes in the run game, which is a surprising part for me. Now, again, the run game is going to look completely different than it looks like right now. But the offensive line hasn't shown me anything. Outside of Burford having, he's done really well. Last night wasn't his best night. Poe's done well. Last night wasn't his best night. I think, honestly, the biggest surprise for me is how good Jake Brindle is playing. He's doing better than I thought he was going to do. But everything else, I mean, if McGlinchey or Trent Williams go down.
And frankly, McGlinchey's down right now. And everyone's thinking, well, he'll be back. And, who knows what to expect from Mike McGlinchey at this point. I mean, he's been healthy for like a week this year. He missed everything in OTAs and minicamp, came back for a week, got hurt, has been gone. So it's not like even if he were to come back, he'd be peak McGlinchey. And even peak McGlinchey's like a pretty mediocre player. So I think right tackle is a big concern, even if it is Mike McGlinchey, and it may not be.
Yeah, and Eric Branch, I think he put out that he's hearing that they're looking for interior help this morning. But, what about the right tackle? Who's going to play right tackle? Now, Burford did play tackle in college, right?
So I do know that Burford and Banks both graded really bad in this last game. So maybe the Niners are like, these young unproven guys are even if they're talented, they're going to be really inconsistent.
Yeah, the line scares the crap out of me. And I know after last night, it's funny. You go on Twitter and you see everyone coming at Trey Lance, but he did not have any time. There's guys saying, "Oh, Jimmy would have been better because he gets the ball out quicker." Jimmy behind this offense, and this, it's not a knock on Jimmy, but he's a statue in a pocket. I mean, I guess it is a knock on Jimmy. He's a statue in a pocket, right? And he gets hurt very easily. Mm-hmm. Jimmy was playing with this line, the line that we've seen so far. I don't think he would do better. Yeah, he's sure you could get some passes out quicker, but Trey's mobility has, helps him as well. He's able to avoid some of this stuff. So I don't think Jimmy would do any better. This is the biggest concern, the weakest unit on the team by far to me.
Yeah, and some people will say it's overblown, the issue, and Kyle has shown that he's a genius and he can work around this. But I don't know. In 2020, I think 2020 was a failure largely because of the offensive line. They didn't have a center at all, but they did have Laken Tomlinson, Trent Williams, Mike McGlinchey, Daniel Brunskill. I mean, they had most of their line healthy. Mike McGlinchey and freaking Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt week 2. Nick Mullins had to get Tommy John surgery. They led the league in quarterback hits allowed. And that was with Trent Williams on the team. And I feel like this offensive line is worse. There's no Laken Tomlinson. Mike McGlinchey hasn't practiced and is still rehabbing.
Alex Mack is gone.
Alex Mack is gone. They didn't have Alex Mack in 2020,
or last year.
I mean, Spencer Burford doesn't look. I mean, this offensive line looks bad. They could get he could get hit a lot.
It looks
Joe Burrow gets hit a lot, but some of these hits they can ruin. Alex Smith, he got hit early in his career, really affected him. Andrew Luck got hit a lot, really affected him. Only takes one. You really want to subject Trey Lance to that kind of punishment?
I don't think we're going to see a lot of drop back passes from Trey Lance because of this reason. It's going to be a lot of play action, a lot of rollout, a lot of running, which is unfortunate. This is definitely the offensive line has downgraded, no question, from last year and probably even worse than 2020.
And what sucks about this is there was a stat going around that Trey Lance is the highest graded first-year quarterback ever, or the highest quarterback rating of a first-year quarterback ever when in a clean pocket. It was 120 or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So if he's that good from a clean pocket, wouldn't it behoove you to get good pass protection? If he's that kind of a weapon? Are you kidding me? But no.
Yeah, I know we're we're probably going to touch on it a little bit as far as in the mistakes category that we're going to hit, but this was a huge mistake. I mean, what bothers me the most about these guys is like, why aren't you going all in? And going all in means giving Trey Lance protection, right?
Yeah.
Like investing in that offensive line. And I know we invested with a couple mid-round picks, but that's not enough when you're losing Alex Mack and McGlinchey's hurt and you got a first-year quarterback. It just wasn't.
Remember what Kyle keeps saying? Like, the reason we're going with Trey is because of the salary cap. You know, like we kind of put on the wall, this is our team in the future with Jimmy. Here's our team in the future with Trey. Our team's better with Trey. Well, you're wasting that. You're second year in a row, you're wasting it. Last year, you could have got rid of Jimmy Garoppolo and put that money into the roster and taken advantage of having a quarterback on a rookie deal, which is really anti-capitalist. I mean, the vets have put this in 10 years ago to suppress the earning power of the younger players, and it's not right. But the Niners could take advantage of it. They chose not to last year. They're choosing not to this year. Because even if they do get rid of Jimmy, they're not going to invest that money into this year's team, to your point. They're just going to make their own quarterback room worse. So you have 4 years of a quarterback on a rookie wage scale. They wasted half of it. That's their fault. Yeah. Half of it. Why am I yelling? I don't root for this team.
Hey, it's passion. And so the most important positions in football, quarterback, right? Obviously. And then it's looking like D-line, putting pressure on the quarterback. After that, it's got to be offensive line, stopping pressure on your quarterback, right? And I just haven't – we continue to invest in this D-line, which is great. But, you know, our second string D-line is as good as any team's first string down there D-line. Yet we haven't made the investment that we need to strengthen the offensive line. Makes zero sense to me.
And, like, I know the Niners are all in with D-line and pass rush, but it seems like – you can manufacture pass rush. We saw Vic Fangio do it with stunts and games or blitzes. You can find pass rushers. Chris Kasarik molds pass rushers. It seems like the Niners could be taking the money ball approach with pass rushers. I mean, those are a lot of times, platoon players anyway. It's hard to manufacture pass protection unless you start taking people out of your pattern and have 8 and 9 man protections, which Kyle doesn't want to do. He wants to have 5 guys in the pattern so he can be a genius and show all of his different whatever. Great. Then you need more. I mean, you need really good offensive linemen, and you're not going to find those guys in round 4. I know you're trying to talk yourself into Spencer Burford, but we saw last night. I mean, he hasn't even gotten any kind of test that he's going to get in the NFL. Like, he haven't faced real starters in a real game. You had a nice little training camp, but dude, you got some growing pains ahead of you if you're ever going to get where they want you to be.
And the scary part about it is Mike McGlinchey, if he doesn't have an amazing year and show that he's 100% healthy, he's gone. Trent Williams isn't getting any younger. I know he's amazing, but he's getting older. So you're going to have 2 tackle spots. Who's going to play those positions? You got a young quarterback on a rookie deal, but no one to protect him. Like, what's the future of this line? It's the biggest question on the team.
And again, the thing that I don't know if some young people forget, but the Colts – they got Andrew Luck. They went from Peyton Manning to Andrew Luck. That was a good franchise that lucked out. And then they never, ever put an offensive line around Andrew Luck. He got beaten to hell, and he didn't make it to 30 as a player. And that was their fault. Then that GM got fired, and the first thing they did was improve their offensive line. Are the Niners not going to learn that lesson? You can ruin a good quarterback, and I don't know that Trey Lance is as good as Andrew Luck. If Andrew Luck can get ruined, I guarantee you Trey Lance can.
Well, especially if they're going to be running the freaking option and all these run plays for Trey Lance, right? This is why you need Jimmy Garoppolo as a backup. If I'm being honest, this is why you need Jimmy Garoppolo. You need to keep Jimmy.
If you're going to run the triple option,
it's coming out of my mouth. Yeah.
If you're going to run the triple option, you got to be prepared for Lance to miss some time, and that means you got to be prepared for Nate Sudfeld to start. No, can't. Nope, absolutely not. Or Brock. Sorry, Kyle shouldn't be disappointed in Trey. He knew what he was doing when he saw the line. That's the way I looked at last night. But I understand the team being like, why are we making all these changes? It's not working. We're going to go to the triple option offense. We're going to suck at that. Can't we just do the thing that we did last year that we're pretty good at? I mean, in my opinion, they should want to extend themselves because they've given themselves multiple chances and failed to win the Super Bowl, but they keep thinking that they're, one play away.
Yeah, I didn't walk away from that game last night thinking Trey sucked. I didn't. He showed me what he's always shown me, that, he's got a little accuracy issues. That's it. Besides that, And I think that could develop with time. We don't know, but it could. Other than that, there's nothing changed about my opinion with Trey last night.
I was doing a live broadcast of the game with Jesse Naylor on Get Playback. Doc. It was really fun. And when I went on Twitter after the game, I was very surprised to see that most people were talking about Trey. I thought the conversation was going to be about the line and Debo, because I felt like the line was so bad that you couldn't evaluate much more. And Trey's best throw of the day was to Debo, who wasn't open. We're going to talk about him in a minute. What's your opinion on the O-line? I think we gave it. It's not good. Novin says the worst move was letting Lakin go. Great left guard who never missed a game. Why let that go? Our O-line is horrendous. Niners don't value healthy players. I understand letting him go if you're going to upgrade the spot, because he's a good, not great left guard, but they didn't upgrade it. They were like, we'll just roll the dice with Aaron Banks. Like, okay, why?
Yeah, they upgraded every position on this team except for the offensive line. They downgraded. Yeah,
it's strange. It's a strange thing to downgrade right before changing quarterbacks. I don't know who does that.